Three girls, best friends. One night they go out like they've done a dozen times before, but this time, only two come back. The third ends up buried under leaves in the middle of nowhere. And the reason? These two girls just didn't like her anymore. This story is real and horrifying. But what makes it worse? It's not just about murder, it's about betrayal. The kind that blindsides you because it's wearing a smile. Today we're diving into the case of Skylar Neese, the 16-year-old who thought she was going for a midnight joyride with her besties, but they had knives hidden in their hoodies. Part 1. Skylar, Sheila, and Rachel. How it all started. Skylar Neese grew up in Star City, West Virginia. Tiny town. One of those everybody knows everybody kind of places. She was smart, bubbly, a little sarcastic, loved reading, quoting movies. There was always a sparkle of rebellion, but never the dangerous kind. She had two best friends, Sheila Eddy, her childhood bestie, and Rachel Schoaf, who joined their circle later. Sheila was the wild one, pretty, confident, and could be incredibly charming. The kind of girl who owned every room she walked into. Rachel was more conservative, active in church, theater kid, more reserved. But around Sheila, she seemed to loosen up. The three of them were inseparable. There were sleepovers, matching bracelets, endless selfies. You can find dozens of pics of them online, arms wrapped around each other, laughing. They even called themselves the trio. But, and this is key, Skylar was the glue. Without her, Rachel and Sheila were awkward, unstable. But once Rachel and Sheila got closer, they started pushing Skylar out. Subtly at first, not inviting her to hangouts, not replying in the group chat. Skylar felt it, and it hurt. She started tweeting things like, "Sick of being the second choice. You can't just push someone away like that and expect them to stay. Just know I know." It's like she knew something dark was building. Part 2. The night of disappearance. July 5th, 2012. It's a Thursday. Skylar has dinner with her parents, kisses them goodnight, says she loves them. At 12:31 a.m., she quietly slides open her bedroom window, places a bench under it, and disappears into the night. A grainy CCTV camera catches her running across the parking lot of her apartment complex and jumping into a silver sedan. Inside that car, Sheila and Rachel. They told her it'd be a chill ride like old times. Just the three of them. Music, talking, maybe smoke a little weed. And Skylar, desperate to reconnect, said yes. The next morning, her parents notice she's not in bed. But here's the creepy part. Her door's locked from the inside. Like she wanted to make it look like she was still sleeping. They call the police, the neighbors. Panic sets in fast. At first, it's treated like a runaway, but the parents push back hard. They knew their daughter, and she wouldn't just vanish. Sheila shows up. She's crying, hugging Skylar's mom. She says, "Yeah, we picked her up, but we dropped her off an hour later, just down the road." Rachel backs her up. But Skylar never came home. Part 3. Traces of behavior. In the weeks that followed, Sheila and Rachel acted almost too normal. Sheila was constantly posting things like, "No one knows the real me. We really did go on 3. Sometimes the quietest people have the loudest minds." Rachel went quiet, started skipping school, having breakdowns. She'd cry randomly, isolate herself from everyone. Skylar's parents didn't believe the runaway story for a second. They started working with the FBI, the state police. They knew something was up. Then came the lie detector tests. Rachel cracked under the pressure. Sheila, she passed, but only barely. Months passed. 6 months. And then Rachel broke. Part 4. Recognition. January 3rd, 2013. Rachel has a full mental breakdown, screaming, shaking. Her mom rushes her to a hospital. The next day, Rachel asked to speak to the police. Her voice shakes as she says, "We stabbed her. We killed Skylar." Silence. Detectives lean in. Why? We didn't like her anymore. That's it. That was the motive. No money, no secret, just cold detachment. Rachel then leads them to Skylar's body. It's winter. The woods are barren. The road there? Empty. Silent. She walks them to the exact spot. Here, she says. Beneath leaves and rocks, they find bones. Skylar's backpack. Torn clothes. Everything. Part 5. How they did it. The plan had been in motion for weeks. Rachel and Sheila stole knives from their homes. They brought cleaning supplies, paper towels, spare clothes. Everything planned. They picked Skylar up at 12:30 a.m. They drove toward the Pennsylvania border to a remote forest area they'd visited before. When they parked, they said they wanted to go smoke in the woods. Skylar, confused but trusting, followed. Then, they said they forgot a lighter. As she turned around to get it, they counted 1, 2, 3, and they both started stabbing. Skylar screamed. She fought. She actually broke free and ran, but she was bleeding, and they caught her. They kept stabbing until she stopped moving, then dragged her into the trees, covered her body with leaves, and went home like nothing happened. Part 6. Trial, sentence, consequences. Rachel's confession blew the case wide open. Sheila was arrested months later, smiling in her mugshot. In court, Rachel pled guilty, got 30 years with eligibility after 10. Sheila got life with parole possibility after 15. Neither ever gave a real reason. Skylar's mom later said, "They weren't monsters, they were girls. That's what makes it worse." Part 7. Memory of Skylar. Skylar's family fought for change. In her honor, they passed Skylar's law. So any missing minor gets immediate Amber Alert, not just abducted kids. Today, if a kid goes missing in West Virginia, the whole state knows within an hour. That's Skylar's legacy. But her murder still raises that question we hate asking. How can someone smile in your face and plan to kill you the next night? That's not something you teach in schools. That's not something you see coming. And that's what makes this case so terrifying. Conclusion. Call. If this story shook you, you're not alone. These girls looked normal, acted normal, but under the surface, cold calculation and no remorse. If you want more stories like this, ones that keep you up at night, check out the one I just posted about a college roommate who vanished and how a dorm fridge cracked the whole case wide open. Thanks for watching. Stay smart, stay safe. And as always, I'll see you in the next one.